preseason, likely out of it altogether, and maybe it ends tonight.
It is shocking that they may be eliminated from the play-in. And I tell you, not the team you want to be facing when you're trying to stave off elimination. This Phoenix Suns team, even though they lost their last two, are highly motivated to get that regular season record.
And everybody on that Laker bench knows the situation. A Spurs win combined with a Lakers loss tonight means their postseason hopes, slim as they are completely gone. And the Spurs lead the Denver Nuggets by 7 in the third quarter as DeAndre gets us started on a feed from Devin Booker.
Just great action there offensively. You have to come and help on that catch and shoot by Booker, and he does what he's been doing all season, playing unselfishly. A great find there for the Knicks.
Anthony Davis dealing with that mid-foot sprain. It's been bothering him. He says he's been told he can't re-injure it, can't hurt it anymore, but he's dealing with a lot of pain. You can see him physically uncomfortable. When he's out on the floor Sunday against Denver, he was in obvious pain.
Obviously, the injuries have played a significant role on the disappointment of this season there. Nice find to Ayton down low, who has had an incredible season, really, when you think about the adversity he went through by not getting that extension this past offseason.
Foul on Mikal Bridges, so Dwight Howard to the free throw line for the Lakers. Our officials and this one, David Guthrie, Derek Collins, Gediminas Petraitis.
Say that 3 times fast. Say it in a row.
Maybe later in the game. I'll warm up to that. Howard's actually having his...
He's got to have a nickname.
You would think so. Maybe we'll call him over. See if we can figure that out. Howard's having his second best free throw shooting season as a pro. And we're tied up at 2 in the opening minutes here in the Valley of the Sun. Jay Crowder goes to the floater off the back rim and collected by Anthony Davis. Lakers at 31 and 47. 6 and 16 in games LeBron James has had to sit for one reason or another. As Davis can see him wince again as he lands on that foot.
Tonight's a night where he's going to have to play well if they want to have a chance. And that was probably not a smart decision unless you knew you could get it to touch it in the backcourt.
Wide open three for Jay Crowder. He can't connect. Davis had the deflection, but you saw racing Chris Paul to that loose ball. And the bigger problem was he couldn't stop. Westbrook probing. Talked to Frank Vogel about Westbrook's role with LeBron out of the game, and he said he wants him to make good reads, stay aggressive, don't try to do too much.
And he also wanted to emphasize that, listen, Westbrook has been really good about the last month of this season. Once he started to figure it out, and you really can't put a lot of the blame on him this last month. He has played at a high level. It's just the roster overall has not been very effective, particularly on the defensive side of the floor.
Foul goes on Devin Booker. Side out to LA. On top, it's Davis who comes down with it. Foot feels better on a dunk.
Yeah, and that was a great decision there by Monk, who is, in a lot of ways, when you look at that supporting cast, he has by far, I think, been the most effective, and he's had a really good season here for the Lakers.
Ball from the mid-range, rare miss from him. He's so good from that part of the floor. Here's Bradley on the other end, and the Lakers have a little momentum here early on.
And just not as crisp early on are the Suns in terms of how they're flowing offensively and then also defensively.
9 unanswered for the Lakers. Booker probing, bumped by Bradley. Avery Bradley, one of the veterans on this very experienced team, oldest team in the league. Much was made of that back in the preseason and last summer when this roster was constructed. I think it's safe to say it has shown up over the course of the season in a variety of ways.
And I think, aren't they the oldest team ever? Or they're in the running in terms of their average age this season.
They're not spry.
No.
As a collective unit. Booker. In the open floor, fouled by Monk. free throw line for the Phoenix Suns. Booker rested Sunday in Oklahoma City. That was the Suns' second straight loss. And both against teams that were very shorthanded. They lost against Memphis without most of their core guys, and then Oklahoma City obviously just playing out the string at this point, but also sat Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Lou Dortz, and Monty Williams admitted to us that this is uncharted territory for him in terms of how do you rest, how do you motivate, what are you looking for in these games for a team that clinched home court advantage throughout the playoffs on March 24th.
Yeah, that's still hard to fathom. And he said, look, we're still trying to figure it out and find that balance. Because they're going to have a week off if Monk knocks down a triple after the season. So a lot of time where they're playing games that aren't quite as meaningful.
Lakers now perfect from the floor. 4 of 4 as Monk heats up. He can do that. Combustible score. Davis at the open floor off the miss. He'll keep it. Hands it off to Howard. Couldn't hold it. Chris Paul fouled by Monk. Take foul. And his second.
I wonder what the league's going to do about those take fouls. Because you take away potentially some really exciting plays in the open floor.
It's been a staple of the international game for a long time. Players have figured out it's a good way to stop momentum. Take the crowd out of the equation when you're a visiting team. Phoenix cashes in anyway. And they trail it by 6. Here's Davis in the post with Paul on him. Mismatch, but he sends it cross court to Bradley off the back rim. Phoenix has lost 2 in a row, as I mentioned. They have not lost 3 in a row since last year's finals. And if we go back to the regular season, not since January of 2021.
You're going to get Devin Booker there, extending that right arm, and Avery Bradley did a great job of selling it on that attack by Booker.
The second foul on Devin Booker 4 minutes into the game. It is a must-win for the LA Lakers. Westbrook, aggressive, can't finish with the left hand. This ball comes away with it for Phoenix. That's a spot. And that's the result.
He just does a great job of probing early in transition while the defense isn't set and just really waits for you to make a mistake.
The Lakers have the feeling here early on. It's Westbrook with the bucket and a 15-8 lead.
Stay tuned for more from the Lakers and the Suns. Please subscribe to the channel.
Paul loves that spot. I mentioned a moment ago, he's just under 52% from the mid-range. Collects his own and finishes the layup.